people shouldn't be using, or to put it better, because that'll confuse you, we should disagree. Your word, not mine. We should disagree with people using racial slurs. Now, what's being discussed here? No, my gosh.
She's
What
not
a
talking
crazy
about black
position.
people. She's saying like broke guys. It's just a word. She's not literally being these broke black men. No, it's just brokies, like broke guys.
I don't have to explain to you the meaning and history of that word. I think you understand why people take issue with it.
Please mansplain it to me. For those who don't know, I started a podcast with a liberal. I know. His name is Luke Beasley. I will link his channel down below, but we started a weekly podcast and it's called The Grudge. The whole premise of it is a liberal and a conservative kind of react to things together, but in a different way. Obviously, it's fun because we compare the same stories. People who have different ideologies really look at the same stories in such different ways, and we pretty much just bicker and fight the entire time, and it's a lot of fun. That's why I'm here in DC. I'm not here in Arizona because we are filming the podcast. Anyways, I really hope you guys check it out because I got a lot of keyboard warriors on his side. Literally, one of the videos has over 30,000 comments just hating on me. So if you guys could check it out and stand up for your girl in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. But today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the recent episodes we just did and react to it with you guys because I have not been telling you guys about this enough. Make sure you like today's video, subscribe, comment, do it all, and let's just get right into it.
Aside from the controversy that I've told my followers about with her before, I want to go through that, remind them of it, but then get to what I think is an absurdity of something you advocate and she advocates as well. And it plays into MAGA's just obsession with being the victims in their stories. So
I'm speeding this up a little bit so I don't waste your time.
As a reminder, I think she was described as the N-word lady for some time, but she posted this video that caused the initial controversy.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass and they don't care. We don't give a about your money. I couldn't care less about your money, okay?
So on TikTok, that's against their terms of service. She was held accountable there for it, banned off of TikTok, and then she got fired because she was refusing, from my understanding, to apologize or walk back or anything, and she ended up posting this video and says why she doesn't have any remorse.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find care.
You're going to call us racist. You're going to call us...
Is this hashtag based to you?
So true, especially Andrew Breitbart. Like what he says right here is great.
Okay, let's listen.
Potential Timothy McVeigh's... You. War.
So let me ask you this.
Well, and then you have this quote on screen. Let me read it. If the First Amendment is intended to protect anything, it's intended to protect offensive speech. If you're not going to offend anyone, you don't need protection. I guess we can get into it. I have failed to explain to MAGA folks why I believe they shouldn't use the N-word. I don't know if we'll make progress on that, but I do want to get into, I agree with the quote here from Larry Flint, but y'all don't seem to understand it.
No, you don't agree with it, though.
Okay, you want to start there, or do you have anything to say on the controversy itself?
Yeah, no, you don't agree with that, though. That's offensive speech, and you have a problem with it.
What is
Dear
the First
MAGA
Amendment?
folk, we should not be using these certain words. Oh my gosh, it's so terrible.
What do you think the First Amendment says?
Okay, I don't know the
You
exact...
don't have to do the exact quote, but what's the spirit of it?
I mean, First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association, freedom of the press.
I just go on listing all of the protections in the First Amendment, which is pretty funny. But this part is very intriguing to me because the left looks at free speech totally differently than the right does. And this is the same thing that Destiny said. He thinks that I will let Luke explain it and tell me in the comments below if you've ever heard this before and if it makes sense to you, because I am still dumbfounded by this idiotic take.
Is that
Right, no.
Or like honestly sinister twisting of the definition of free speech. Get it together, Luke. Come on.
Like what?
I'm trying to quiz you. I'm saying, of course, you're right to be an idiot. Lily Gaddis is right to be this victim in her story because everyone's against her because she's using racial...
Listen, as a conservative, I am very pro the right of liberals to be idiots. Very happy to see it put on display, quite frankly.
Do you think she thinks that she's a victim right now?
Of course, her whole thing is uncensored.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Barely. I've never seen her say, oh my gosh, I'm so censored. She just doubles down. If she really was so upset about it, maybe she would apologize. And that makes me want to ask you, like, why do you want her to apologize? What does that do for you? Because the left is always asking people, you better apologize and walk back what you said. But whenever anyone does that, it doesn't matter. They still hate them.
I don't care about her at all and didn't know about her. But in seeing this story go viral, others seem to want her to apologize because, and this is an argument.
Others by By others, he means his audience, because it's always the leftist audience that wants to censor people's speech that they don't agree with, obviously.
I do agree with, people shouldn't be using, or to put it better because that'll confuse you, we should disagree, your word, not mine, we should disagree with people using racial slurs. Now, what's being discussed here? No, my gosh.
She's
What a
not talking
crazy
about black
position.
people. She's saying like broke guys. It's just a word. She's not literally being these broke black men. No, it's just brokies, like broke guys.
I don't have to explain to you the meaning and history of that word. I think you understand why people take issue with it.
Please
That's
mansplain it
why-
to me.
That's why you like
Yeah.
that this is sort of why she went viral, because people are outraged, because there's a reason to be outraged. But here,
No, there's not. Words only have as much power as you give them. So if you're outraged, get a hold of reality. It's a freaking word. Move on with your life.
we're talking about the government, as I told you in the other episode, not infringing on your free speech rights. And of course, you can have sort of the spirit of free speech. So platforms should do their best to protect people's freedom of speech. But all you're talking about
Is that what they do? That's why conservatives are largely banned. And it's always if you talk about the conservative side of politics. It's never the liberals, ever. I mean, Destiny himself literally called, or he said that it makes sense. Or that he doesn't feel bad for Trump supporters if they go to a Trump rally if they get shot. He says they deserve it. But you don't see Destiny getting deplatformed on anything. And it's because he's a leftist. That is the epitome of leftist privilege.
so many situations, and what sells this MAGA line of we're the free speech warriors when we're not, is that you don't think other people should use their free speech to take issue with you.
Yes, I do. We talked
So
about
then
this
what's
last
the problem?
time.
Exactly,
There's
that's
no
what I'm saying.
problem.
Okay, then what's
This is the thing that drives me nuts. I'm okay with you guys criticizing me. I'm okay with it. I love it, actually. Engagement helps boost posts. It makes them go viral. I just don't want to be kicked off platforms. It's as simple as that. But leftists cannot wrap their non-existent brains around this idea. It's insane. By the way, comment orange heart for the algorithm or anything patriotic, or honestly, anything that would make a leftist very offended. That could be fun in the comments.
You can criticize.
You know what? Actually, for motivation for the comments, I will pin my favorite, most offensive thing. And it has to be clever and not just like basic. Comment something cleverly offensive. Not that will break YouTube's terms of service, of course, but be clever, and I will pin my favorite comment. There's your challenge. Go.
I love when people criticize the things I say. I think it's funny. That's why my posts go viral.
But
Thank
again,
you.
we
Thank you,
just
crazy
watched
leftists.
this video.
Yeah?
Let's watch it again.
Okay.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that,
What is she saying?
And she says, I couldn't give a care. How is she playing a victim? She's trolling. She's being sarcastic. She's pretending like, oh, I got to do a deep dive soul search. And yeah, actually, I don't care. If she was a victim, she would not be responding like that, obviously.
The backlash is why she finds it relevant to say the First Amendment. What? The backlash is free speech represented.
I cannot believe that people actually hold this opinion. This is an entire new thought process regarding the First Amendment that I've ever heard in my entire life. She's just kind of being like, hey, F you guys. I don't care what you guys have to say. Like, I'm doubling down. I don't really care. She's not saying, I cannot believe I have backlash. We should censor all this backlash speech against me. That's not what she's
not saying that.
No one has ever said you cannot criticize what we say. No one has ever said that ever.
When all of you cry about the left being for censorship, the majority of what you're talking about is people disagreeing with your speech, which is their speech, which is fine.
No, people
got mad at her, and now she's going,
I'm sorry, Luke. Who is crying? Who are the people recording themselves crying? Obviously, it's the leftists whenever Trump wins. Do I need to go over that with you again? Really? I don't get it.
oh, they must be against free speech. That's why she's putting that quote.
Because they're mad that she said a word that today in society you can't say.
Hold on to that. You just exhibited the principle I'm talking about. You're saying,
okay, please.
See? Do you understand?
No, I don't, because you're not making any sense.
She's upset that people were upset at her, and then cites
she's not
the First
upset.
Amendment. You're saying
she's
that the people...
joking. She's like, oh, I don't care if you guys are upset. I'm going to still do what I'm going to do. She's not upset. No one's crying.
You argued just like 5-10 seconds ago that people are against free speech. You said they are because they were mad at her. You remember saying that?
Yes, they're against free speech because they don't want her to say it. The reason why she went viral is for saying
they're using their free speech.
She's not mad at them for the backlash.
Oh my gosh,
they're mad at her for using the word.
mind-numbing.
I cannot believe there's people in
Please.
this country that think
When has a conservative advocated for people who criticize them online to be censored? That has never happened. Never. We only care when we are banned off platforms or fired from our jobs, etc., etc. It's annoying that if you say something that's right wing, that you could be potentially deplatformed. That's annoying, where leftists can literally make death threats online and it doesn't matter. We're annoyed at the hypocrisy of the left, how the terms of service for all of these social media platforms only seem to be used and abused against conservatives, and we're sick of the gaslighting from the left. Am I right, or am I freaking right?
this way.
No. This is crazy.
I feel like I'm talking to Joe Biden here.
I don't understand how you aren't hearing what I'm saying.
Because we just think so differently, and
I
that's
can't hear crazy. That's why, Luke. I can't hear crazy. I can't rationalize crazy. It's quite literally impossible. Sorry, not sorry.
shows because I can't understand how you don't think how I think.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm being correct.
Yeah.
You're saying, okay. Hopefully the audience understands the point.
Oh, your audience, obviously.
Or any audience.
Yeah.
I think most people who are able to tie their shoes understand that that using one's free speech to...
You see how I'm going to end it there because there's so much I'm going to react to that I'm going to split it up. But can you see how condescending liberals are? I think anyone that can tie their shoes knows that I'm right. Thank you. So are you implying I can't tie my own shoes, Luke? Is that what you're saying? Conservatives are so stupid that they can't even tie their own shoes. Thank you. And he continues to say this like liberal, elitist, condescending attacks all the time. And guess what? I'm no victim. I don't claim to be a victim. I think it's funny. And I want him and the liberals and the leftists to put on display their elitist mentality. It's disgusting. It's cringe. And I'm going to keep exposing it. And that's why you guys need to watch The Grudge, because that was just a little clip. We have like 3 or 4 episodes now that are like almost an hour long each. It is fun, to say the least. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If you made it to the end of the video, comment MAGA, orange heart, whatever. Help the video in the algorithm. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Adios. We can tie our shoes. Duh.